Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another interesting and power-packed episode of Tea Talks Tuesday. Winters are coming. Winter has already arrived, and Hyderabad is getting cooler and cooler. And I hope you all are ready with your hot cup of tea. And Tea Talks is also ready for an interesting session for today's interesting session. And over to Dr. Janaki Garu to introduce the speaker. Over to you, Dr. Janaki.
Thank you, Mayuri. A very warm welcome on this winter evening of Tea Talks Tuesday. So we have a very interesting topic today, that is Ayurvedic perspective of diet and nutrition, with none other than Professor Dr. T. Venugopal Rao, MD. I know him for the quite, I think, almost more than 1.5 decades. So he keeps the same. We have to find out the secret why he is still the same, why he is not aging in this session. And let me introduce about him, a small introduction about Dr. T. Venugopal Rao Garu. So he is the owner of Ojas Ayurvedic Center, situated in Chikadapalli, Hyderabad. He is a visiting professor and HOD at Dr. Vijaya Ayurveda College, Varanasi, UP. And he authored 2 books on commonly available Ayurveda herbs. And not only that, he is a very passionate. He himself goes to the forest and collects herbs and medicinal plants. That is one hobby, and he's very passionate about him. He himself collects and he himself makes medicines. And he published about 40 articles in various journals and co-authored 4 books. And 300 plus television shows to his credit, organized 40 plus Ayurvedic public awareness programs, and is, as I said, is passionate about collecting and locating, identifying the 2000 Varna Mulikas. So he has the knowledge of 2000 Varna Mulikas apart from his subject, of course. And he is awardee of Ayurveda Sevaratna. He got the award of Ayurveda Sevaratna. So let us hear what he has to say about therapeutic diet of Ayurveda. So the stage is yours, Dr. Venugopal Rao Garu, and most welcome to Tea Talks Tuesday.
Thank you, Janaki Garu, for your lovely and warm introduction. So first of all, the perspective of diet according to Ayurveda and the perspective of diet according to modern dietitian, very, very different. Basically, fundamentally, and functionally, entirely different. Okay? Because every food substance, what we look in perspective of Ayurveda by means of several things, not by means of its composition of carbohydrates, minerals, nutrients like vitamins, fatty acids like that. We look any substance that is edible by means of its attributes. Some of the attributes, what we call, there are 5 types of. What is one is a taste, and second is the its effect on the doshas, particularly doshas. You may be knowing what are the doshas. There are 3 doshas: vata, pitta, kapha, and the tissues and its effects on the tissues. There are 7 functional tissues and physical tissues also. There are saptadhatus, what we call in Ayurveda, like rasa, rakta, mamsa, medo, asti, maja, shukra, like that. And for your understanding purpose, I can say these are the tissues of body fluids like blood, okay, and flesh, and like that, and even shukra, that is the semen, also we can consider the dhatu. So the effects of these food substances on these dhatus, doshas, and lastly on malas. Malas are the excretory byproducts of the biological waste. So these are the sweat, feces, and the urine, and also its body metabolism. like sometimes what we call is a virya, there is a potency. So whether it is cooling effect, whether it is heating effect. So, and also their attributes like gunas, what we call gunas, the properties. Just in general language, we can call it as a gunas. Guna means, for example, if two substances, sometimes, for example, you take fish.
Okay.
Fish, you consider its nutritional values in different ways. What is the carbohydrates, minerals, and such way. We consider it as what is its virya, what is its potency on human body. So whether it is heating or it is cooling. So fish is a heat substance. So if some persons like pitta constitution, a person who is having a heat constitution, if he consumes, okay, more frequently fish, so he will develop disorders of the pitta and the heat related diseases. Maybe sometimes for your understanding, I can say it's gastritis, like symptoms, and some blood related. If he consumes more, this it's called ati. Okay, so it tells you it's ati sarvatra yoje. Anything which is in excess should be avoided. So the same way, and the taste of the fish is the same as the taste of the milk, cow milk particularly. But the cow milk is not heating; it's a cooling. So though the taste is same, but it's potency wise, the effects in the body are. So this is one example. And sometimes we consider food items by means of their some physical and physiological properties, like like snigdha. Snigdha means unctuous. That's like slimy nature, like oils and ghee preparations and dairy products like. And sometimes ruksha, which brings the dryness in the body, are called ruksha, and which brings the snigdha tones, unctuousness, slimminess, and softness in the body are called snigdha. Snigdha food or like milk and dairy products, which are like oils, vegetable oils, and ghee preparations like that. And ruksha means, for example, I can say exact ruksha substance. What we call అటుకులను ఏమంటారండి తెలుగులో ఇంగ్లీష్
Rice flakes.
Rice flakes. Okay,
Rice flakes.
Rice flakes by nature, so maybe they are rich in carbohydrates, but by nature they are brings dryness in the body. Okay, for your understanding, so we can just analyze. See, because they are dry in nature, they have to attract more water to swell inside the stomach. So the stomach has to work more to digest that one. So the physical activity will be more than when we take these snigdha medicines, snigdha dravyas. Okay, and these type of analysis and attribution will be there for each and every food substance as per the Ayurveda, not by means of its chemically identified compositions like carbohydrates, okay, proteins, minerals, and vitamins. We don't consider all these things. We only consider it's whether it is Ushnavirya or Shitavirya, whether it's rasa. There are 6 tasters there. I will explain it later. What are the effects of the taste in the human body in maintaining the health and in managing the diseases also. Before going to that, I would like to say a beautiful, very significant, important saying of Ayurveda. That means it's very, very means important in managing the disease, and not only that, to prevent the disease also. That is Patye Sati Gadartasya. Just listen to me. Though I may be quoting some Sanskrit words which are not well known to you, maybe something offered to you. Okay, but they are very important. I will explain each and everything so that you can able to understand why Ayurveda specifies much importance and emphasize more importance on the diet. Okay, Patye Sati Gadartasya Kimaushada Nishevanaihi. Okay, then first line. And second line also goes the same with little bit change, a minor change. Patye asati gadartasya. In first line we have said patye sati gadartasya. In second line we said patye asati gadartasya kimaushada nisheda. That means in controlling the disease, in preventing the disease, patya is very important. If patya, that means a suitable and proper diet is there, there is no need of any medicine. If there is no patya, there is no proper following of the good diet, no medicine will work. That means even though you are giving a very well planned medication, treatment plan, you adapted a particular patient, but patient is not adapting, not following a particular diet which is suitable for his health condition. Okay, that is called patya. And for example, I will say, if a person is having severe gastritis, and the gastritis is because of excessive consumption of mirchi bhajis like that, and what is the patya should be? What is suitable? So patya is to be followed, and medicine only work when this causative factor has to be removed. When it is avoided, then only medicine will work. That is the saying of Ayurveda. So another way is patyam. Actually, in our Telugu general colloquial understanding, patya means avoid the substances to be avoided, food substances to be avoided. But in Ayurveda, basically, but in reality, patya means the food items to be followed, and apatya means food items to be avoided. Got it? Okay. So patya means two ways. One already I explained, and second is patya. The word has come means patham. Patham means the path. The English word is path.
Okay.
So path is the way. It's a road. It's a margam. So in Telugu, it's a margam. So patya allows a proper diet, a proper food, a suitable food allows a medicine to reach its destination point, destination organ, or destination tissue, or whatever it may be. Without the proper, means if there is a proper route, the way is unclear, way is clumsy, medicine will not reach. For example, if you want to reach from Chikadpalli to OTC Cross Road, if there is a traffic, though you are having a high costly BMW car, you cannot reach. The same way, a simple medicine has to reach. If it is has to reach a designated means a site. Some, for example, Brahmi. So you may be knowing Saraswati Aku in Telugu, Adrocotyle asiatica. That's one of the best medicines for brain activity, central nervous system. It will act on a central nervous system. But it has to reach to the brain. There are so many things will means interrupt that one. One is the faulty diet. So it has to reach the brain so that it will the effect will be more. The more it will reach, the effect will be that much more. So there should be some the path should be clear. Channels, what we call srotas, or channels, or margas. So this is the importance of patya. There is actually for another thing. Let me say another example, another saying I will say. Nidanasya parivarjanam. Sankshetatah kriyayogoh nidanasya parivarjanam. Avoiding the causative factor is the half treatment. Okay. So there we are coming across so many patients who are still using their causative factor and taking the medicines and some other yoga practices and some practices, walking like exercise, everything they are doing, but still their problem remains for long. They have to go for the medication for lifelong because they are not avoiding the causative factor. According to Ayurveda, okay, if there is a consequence, there must be some cause. Okay, this is called Karya Karana Siddhanta, cause and effective theory. Okay, cause and effective theory is the basics of Ayurveda for every literature and every philosophy also. If there is a smoke, there must be some fire. If there is no fire, there is no smoke. So there is a consequence, there must be some cause. So for every disease, in modern science, there are some diseases which they say it's idiopathic. There is no idiopathic diseases. there is no such thing. There is no idiopathic disease, because there is a disease means it must have some cause. Without cause, nothing happened. Nothing happened in the universe even. Okay, that is called Karyakarna Siddha. Okay, so if there is a disease, there must be some causative factors. That is what we call Nidana. Nidana. Nidana means which are the causative factors of particular disease. Okay. First thing we must understand that disease is a derivative of dosha imbalance. Okay. Without dosha imbalance, there is no disease. That's what we call a disorder. A disorder gives rise to disease. Disease gives rise to what we call symptoms. And mostly every faculty of modern system, just they are addressing the symptoms. For example, it's a very, very useful example and very significant effect. See, there is raising blood sugar levels in the diabetic patient, right? So raising blood sugar levels is a symptom of diabetes, right?
Yes.
But the diabetes is the derivative of a disorder. And no allopathy system, no modern system, no other system is addressing the disorder. They are only addressing how to bring down the sugar levels. That is the reason when a patient is medicated and his sugar levels are brought down to normal, that they shall not be considered as the safe. It's really very dangerous, because the disorders remains. Okay, there's a trash inside the room and the bad smell is spread all over the room. We are using this what we call sprays and fragrant stick stuff to remove the bad smell, not the trash in the room. We have to address the trash inside the room. We have to flush it off. That's what Ayurveda does. We have the Samshodhana Chikitsa, the purification methods like Panchakarma treatments. We does that one. So we will not bother about the symptoms. Okay. So this is a good example. That is the reason, as long as the sugar levels are brought down normally with high doses or low doses or average doses of medications, patients feel happy, doctor feels happy. But over the time, what happens? Diabetic complications will start. Those sugar levels are kept normal for a long time. Many patients will develop complications. That is because of the disorder, not because of the disease. Okay. Diabetic retinopathy, diabetic neuropathy, okay, diabetic nephropathy. There are so many complications. This is the reason where the allopathy system is, I can proudly say, absolutely they're failed. So many allopathy so-called doctors. Even diet also sometimes bring down the sugar levels normal. There are certain role, it's definitely significant role, but how long? As long as they maintain the diet, the sugar levels will be maintained. But that is not the case. But that diet should be not to bring down the. Here, what one we should everybody should understand that the diet which should not be bring down the sugar levels normal, but it should be bring down the normalcy of the three doshas. That is the disorder. The diet should be planned, addressed according to the disorder. Okay, this is the first and foremost thing one must understand. Okay, I think you might have understand this concept of basic concept.
Right.
We address the disorder, and but if it is needed, if sometimes symptoms may be troubleshooting and it's need emergency, then we'll address the symptoms. But if the symptoms are not bothering, they're under control, we have to look first the disorder. So for example, and I'm taking a diabetes as an example for a therapeutic diet. For example, a diabetic patient is there. Here, not every diabetic patient physically, physiologically, emotionally same as another. Okay, this is the basic principle of Ayurveda. There is no individual, there is no general treatment, general line of treatment, general line of diet plan for each and every patient as same. every treatment plan or diet plan and lifestyle suggestions will depend on a particular individual constitution. That is what we call Prakriti.
Okay.
So, okay, this is called genotype, phenotype. There are many now modern pharmaceutical companies are now working on this phenotype and genotype concepts, basic of Ayurveda. And they found that some of the medicines planned according to phenotype, genotype are very effective than it's given generally. So what is Prakriti? So Prakriti is a default body constitution, which is which starts at the time of it, which is determined at the time of the conception itself, at the time of conception of ovum and the semen, spermatozoa, it's a zygote formation. So a particular individual's Prakriti is determined. So once the determined Prakriti will be lifelong. That is the default body Prakriti constitution. So Ayurveda diet, according to the Vikruti and Prakriti, this is called Prakriti and Vikruti Siddhanta. One is according to his disorder and one is according to his body constitution. Okay. For example, in a diabetic patient, if you just observe 10 or 20 or 30 patients, not every individual is as same as other person by physical appearance, emotional status, and physiologically also. Because that is Prakriti. There are several Prakritis, basically Vata Prakriti, Pitta Prakriti, and Kapha Prakriti. And if you ask, sir, what is Vata, what is Pitta, what is Kapha? In general, for your understanding, surface level understanding, I will give. Vata is a air. You just imagine air. What it does? Its nature is to move. So Vata is responsible for movement and the perception. And second is Pitta. Pitta is a heat. So it's just like Agni, fire and air. And Kapha is water and earth, Prithvi and Jala. So it's a subtle and it is slow. It is what we call Manda, subtle. So for your understanding, these are the very, very surface level explanation of three doshas. The same way we can also see in the patients of a particular dosha constitution. For example, Vata constitution person, he will possess all the qualities of the air. So while talking, it will means talkative. He talks. He never means understand the feeling of others. He just goes on talking. He's a very talkative. The chatterbox like, and he's a fickle minded. His mind will not be stable. Fickle mind. Sometimes if he decides a thing right now and immediately within 5 minutes it changes. So that is the nature of the Vata. And third one is the digestion. I'm coming to this point. And its digestion levels are not same from the morning to night. Sometimes you will get good hunger at morning, and sometimes you will not get good hunger in morning. And midnight you will get hunger. You will wake up and you may also see some of the patients like that. Midnight you will wake up and you feel hunger and eat something, something else, whatever it may be there in the kitchen or elsewhere. He starts eating that, irrespective of its taste and everything. He has to eat to suppress his hunger. So that is the nature of the Vata. And second one is a Pitta Prakriti. And Pitta is just like a fire and the lion characteristics. It's a self-modest, okay, self-esteemed person. His anger level will be very high, okay, short-tempered and medium personality. Like me, of course, okay. And his intelligence level will be volatile. So there are T20 match players while appearing the exam. Before one day or 2 days before, they just prepare and they will appear the examination and they will do it well and they will come out. Okay. And they are heat so that they are also having a good appetite, hunger, and whatever they consume, they can digest very easily and the digestion and the appetite level will be stable throughout the day. Okay. And the third one is kapha. Kapha, as you know, is the jala and prithvi, and one is the water and the earth. So it's very slow, very manda. Their hunger levels will be sluggish. They cannot eat much than the vata prakriti and the pitta prakriti. But how much they eat, they enjoy the eating, and they take much time. Very enjoyingly they will eat. They take more than, and sometimes like I'll see some pitta. If you don't mind, Janaki garu, yours belongs to the kapha prakriti.
Which one? Kapha?
Kapha prakriti.
Kapha.
Okay.
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 They are very intelligent, and their intelligence will be for long. And 20 years back things also they can recollect, and they will say immediately. Very means intact. So kapha means swish alingre, to pack with tight. So that's responsible to tight them. So they have the good relationships, the tight relationships.
Okay. So now I came to know. Nice.
And they are having a good and stable and means aesthetic. So there is no deviation in their hunger levels and digestion levels at any point of time, throughout the day, throughout the year. These are the characteristics regarding to the digestion levels, that what we refer exactly in Ayurveda as Agni. So this fire of physiological fire inside the body, but we, for your understanding, I can say this enzyme activity, enzymes which are responsible. So what is exactly the Agni means? The fire. So what it does? So anything we eat, body cannot receive as such. That everyone knows. If the solid food is taken, though you maybe it is rich protein and rich of carbohydrates or rich of everything, body cannot receive as such. So it has to undergo so many transformations. So for transformation, Agni is the responsible. Agni transforms anything. For example, physical Agni, if you put some solid or anything you put in the fire, it will transform. So Kali Burde, the same way, the food also has to transform into body acceptable form. Okay, compatible form. That is ultimate is glucose. Okay. So then in glucose only, so in the glucose form only, and body cells will receive, and ATP, and so you may know knowing all the story. Okay. For transformation, if transformation has to undergo properly in different levels of the digestive system from mouth to anus, the Agni should be normal. Okay. If any change, any disturbance to the Agni will lead to certain diseases. For example, what is the main thing that disturbs the Agni? It's the time of the food. The friends, so we will have all the concept that food will be having this one, that one, nutrition, all those things. But we never consider what is the exact time to consume. We will measure the food. We will quantify the food. Quality wise, we will analyze the food. But nobody care about the exact time. Okay, if a right food in wrong time, is it good?
No.
You just imagine a right food, very nutritious, rich of proteins, all those things. If it is taken at the midnight by 12 o'clock,
No.
by it will become a poison, though it is very nutritious. Okay,
Right.
so why? Because at that time the activity of the Agni will be very low. All the system is shut down, mostly shut down. So there is a little fire, you are giving much food. A vessel has to be cooked on the fire. You are keeping a big vessel on the fire. and that fire is not sufficient to cook that much of quantity of food in the vessel. So what happens? Slowly, there is a transformation defects. So monosaccharides, polysaccharides, disaccharides, you may be knowing all this story. So when these levels are disturbed, there is a chance of formation of intermittent forms. Instead of byproducts, there are chances of developing and producing intermittent form, this physiological byproducts, that what we call free radicals. Okay, that we call accidents, oxidants. Okay, what we call in Ayurveda is ama dosha. Ama means improperly digested food or insufficiently digested food. Okay, so not completely formed food. Food, the first Adya Dhatu, what we call it is Rasa Dhatu. The first derivative of the Dhatu from the food is Rasa Dhatu. So Rasa Dhatu will not be produced properly. And there is a pooling of these intermediate form over the time if you're not following the, we're not considering the addressing the Agni. So these intermittent forms, body cannot recognize. Neither they are body particles, body substances, nor foreign of substance. Our immune system will not recognize. Okay, so they are trying. The immune system will go into a confusion state, whether to consider them, whether to reject them. Then autoimmunity will start.
Okay.
Now got. So ama dosha is the root cause of so many diseases. So many diseases. You call it diabetes. Diabetes, one of the reasons for diabetes is also one autoimmune disease. And psoriasis like diseases, autoimmune disease, psoriasis, multiple sclerosis, and rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune thyroiditis, Hashimoto's thyroid. There are so many diseases. You can consider 60 to 70 autoimmune diseases are just because of the improper, food is taken when the Agni is not there. When the digestive fire, when the hunger level or digestive level are good enough. One more thing, in the same context, I will say, the time of the food, not just according to the time, physical time, what we consider, morning 8 to 9 o'clock, breakfast time, 1 to 2 o'clock, lunch time, and 8 to 9 dinner time. It's not that. We have to follow the body time. Body will have a clock, body rhythm, clock, circadian rhythm. So it will give. I will give a very. It's not a science. It's a philosophy. It's not a philosophy. It's a logical thinking of Ayurveda. I don't go deeper into the subject. Just logical aspects of Ayurveda. For example, morning. It's a breakfast time. You don't feel hunger. Don't even feel to have a cup of tea or not even a cup of water. Then what does it mean? Do you have to take the breakfast or not? You should not.
No.
Because body is not required. Body is not giving any signal. Well, see, body will give signal when it requires. It needs energy. It gives the signal by means of hunger. It itself gives the signal by means of hunger when it requires a good amount of energy, so that much amount of the Agni will be produced and that much amount of the food we have to provide. Okay. And when body requires, there is a loss of fluids, there is a hypovolemia, and it gives the signal by means of thirst. Okay, then you have to. For example, morning it is 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock it's hari bari. Okay, it's breakfast time. You eat because there is no fire. You are giving the food. That is giving the intermittent forms. That is ama, and ultimately what we call free radicals or oxidants. Got it. Can I repeat it or shall I go?
I don't mind if you can repeat this once again, sir, about the formation of free radicals. It is a very important point.
Very important to everybody, not only for doctors, nutritionists, physiotherapists, so many, all the medical field, it is very, very important where allopathy system is missing.
Yes.
In olden days, 2 or 3 decades back, we were not having all these many type of autoimmune diseases.
Right.
But why we are the food? See, one word I can say: food is not a culprit in all times, but it may culprit it many times. But all the times, food is not culprit. The time of the food when what we are taking is a culprit. Once again, I will repeat: for any kind of food substance, be it in any form, where if it has to reach to the body cells, it has to undergo compatible form or body acceptable form. For that, it has to undergo so many transformations.
Right.
Okay. So I need not explain what are the transformations from the mouth to tyalin and pepsin, all these things.
Yes.
For ultimately, it has to become a what we call glucose.
Yes.
C6H12. Okay. So in glucose, or the glucose molecules only body cells can receive. Okay. By GLUT4, you may be knowing GLUT4 transponders or GLUT4 for cell membrane.
Yeah.
For that, any disturbance in this process will disturb the formation of free radicals. For example, when there is no hunger, that means body is not willing to digest any food. It's not ready to digest any food. If it is willing, it will secrete all the digestive enzymes ready to digest. Amount by qualitatively, quantitatively, how much amount of the this enzymes has to be received, to be secreted, determine the body's requirement. Body itself is a very intelligent unit. So if body is not having any interest for the energy, it's already having energy. So there is no requirement of further energy. It will not give any signal to a person in by means of hunger. But if person consumes by seeing the physical clock, 8 to 9 o'clock breakfast, if takes the food, there is no fire. If there is no fire and the more food, or little fire, more food. So this fire is not sufficient, insufficient. It cannot digest or transform the food substance which we consume. So there is a chance of intermittent forms instead of biological
Final forms. Yeah.
Final forms, bisaccharides, polysaccharides, to bisaccharides, monosaccharides, saccharides, like that. Okay. Example by the carbohydrate level. But instead of disaccharides, monosaccharides, polysaccharides, ultimately glucose, there is a formation of intermittent forms. These are neither polysaccharides nor monosaccharides, nothing else. They're absolutely new to the human body, new to the physiology. Body immune system cannot recognize because they are unknown. The receptors will not recognize. So for every if immune system has to work, there must be some antigen. Antibody has to work means there must be some antigen. So for every foreign invading organism, there must be some antigen that can recognize about the antibody, and it will be means neutralized. But it's an intermediate form. Neither it is having antigen or nothing. So body immune system will go in a confusion state, and ultimately it is. There are so many, of course, levels of autoimmunity, but I will simply explain. So body immune system cannot recognize those intermittent forms. Ultimately, it will fail and it will go into a confusion state, and then it will start attacking own body cells.
Okay.
Okay, that is called autoimmunity. There are
So
so many
nowadays we either have autoimmune disease or idiopathic disease.
idiopathic disease. So so actually every disease, there is a cause for every disease. Every disease. No, if there is a disease, there must be some cause. This is a fundamental rule. Karyakarana Siddhanta, cause and effective theory. Okay. And ultimately, what happens? These autoimmune reaction, wherever it goes, it will affect that organ of the body or whole body. For example, this autoimmune reaction, what we call reaction between the actually there must be antigen, but here there is no antigen. This is the AMA and the immunity. So this reaction will affect any part of the body. For example, in rheumatoid arthritis, it will affect the joints. Sorry, joint synovial membrane. Not particularly joint, but it's a synovial membrane of the joint. And if it affects the skin, it gives the diseases like systemic SLE, lichen planus, systemic lupus erythematosus, and mostly psoriasis. Psoriasis is one of the autoimmune disease. And Hashimoto's thyroiditis. There is a different thyroid diseases, and one among the Hashimoto's thyroiditis, autoimmune thyroiditis, so lymphocytic thyroiditis also we can call. That is purely because of the autoimmunity. And even diabetes also, one of the reason is autoimmunity. See where we started from the fire to the disease. And what is the nidana, what is the root cause for the disease? Now you might have understand. Okay. If there is no fire, we are giving the food. That is a fundamental cause. So basic cause. So what we have to do, what is diet plan should be, and we have to instruct the patient. We have to instruct the patient to means the receive to take the food when you feel hunger only.
Right.
That is the reason upavasas are said.
Right.
Okay.
To detoxify kamadosha. What are the pulled what we call these intermittent forms to neutralize or to regularize, to detoxify these intermittent forms? That's upavasa has said. Intermittent fasting. Now the concept has developed, intermittent fastings. Okay. And then automatically, once body is detoxified naturally, so you will start again the old, the hunger level what we are having earlier. Then according to the strength of your hunger level, according to the strength of your digestion level, you have to plan the quality of the food, quantity of the food, and the number of times of the food. Okay.
So
and the type of the food
so fastings reset the clock.
Yes, reset the clock definitely. And that is the reason. See, if time permits, I will just explain a little thing about the upavasa. But fasting is the exact word, but upavasa is not exact word for the fasting.
Okay.
You know anybody? Basically,
no.
Basically, there is no relation between the food and upavasa.
Okay.
How? Okay. How? The literal Sanskrit root terminology upavasa says, upa samipe vasati asmin iti upavasa. Upa samipe vasati. Vasati means staying. Upa samipe, staying just adjacent to the whom?
Okay.
God. So whatever you assume as God, physically, physiologically, emotionally, being with God is upavasa.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with food, nothing to do with any kind of food or food pattern or food styles. Nothing to do. You can eat as much you can, and you can do upavasa anytime, while watching movie, while sitting, while driving, while reading. Anytime you can do upavasa. Now you have understand the basic concept of upavasa.
Yes.
Right. This is exactly upavasa. And what we are doing, there's upavasa tiffins are there, upavasa regimes are there, diets are there. What is that? Nothing.
Navratri diets.
Navratri diet, Upavasa diet. There are so many things happening in the world, trash and everything is going on without knowing the basic concept of Ayurveda, because this is a physical and emotional, psychological, everything we are arpanam. So we are means totally
to the
giving up
God.
ourselves to the God.
God.
Whatever you assume, your physical form or psychological form or your emotional form, any form of God, you are just handed over, just raising up your hands,
Surrendering ourselves to the God.
surrendering completely, total surrendering, not physically, emotionally, psychologically, anything. Your surrendering to the God is upavasa. So that is our ancestors says Shivarpanam.
Yes.
This is called Shivarpanam. Everything whatever you get, whatever you lost, it goes to the Shiva.
Yes.
So that is the concept. So once you means adopted this concept, you cannot differentiate others than you. You can see yourself in others.
Others.
There won't be any discrimination. You cannot cheat other. So this is called the Vasudevaika Kutumbakam, our Sanatana Dharma says. Everything in the universe is me. Aham Brahmasmi.
Right.
Everything in the universe is me. There is no differentiation. There is no demarcation. There is no curtain between me and any other thing in the universe. So how beautiful it is.
Right.
How beautiful concept. There's no religion, caste, greeds, sex, and everything. Everything is everybody. Everything in the universe is me, and me is the universe. So that is the Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Of course, it is very, very biggest concept of Sanatana Dharma, but surface level only. But one will again will come to the Upavasa. But for fasting, so the certain regimes which are related to food is, one is Ekabhuktam. మన తెలుగులో ఒక్క పొద్దు అంటారు కదా.
Yes.
Ekabhuktam. That is called Ekabhuktam. One time meal from sunrise to sunset or sunset to next sunrise. You only have to have one full meal. You can have liquids, but you shall not have any solid food during this Ekabhuktam. You can have only fluids, not even fruits, not even juices, buttermilk. You can have only water. This is called Ekabhuktam. And second one is Nirahar. మన తెలుగులో Nilaram.
Yes.
Nilaram. The word Nilaram. Without knowing its basic concept. I had a Nilara today. Tomorrow also I'm doing Okapoddu, and day after tomorrow also Palaram. Okay. So these are the very, very distorted concepts, distorted basic principles they are misusing. And third one is Falaram. So here is the funny thing is that Falaram has attributed to the tiffins. Idli, dosha, vadalaku, manam Falaram British.
But it's fruits, right, doctor?
Yes, Fala Aharam. It's basically Fala Aharam.
Fruits.
You have to use only fruits. You have to consume only fruits as food. So these are the basic concepts. Niraharam, Ekabhuktam, Falaharam. For everything, there is certain rituals are there. On particular certain ritual, you have to follow any of these three. For example, you are doing karma of your father or who died. Okay? So you have to follow Ekabhuktam. Okapoddu undamantaru manaku. మన పూర్వీకులు చెప్తారు ఒక పొద్దు ఉండండి, లేకపోతే నిరాహారం ఉండండి అని చెప్తారు. Then you have to follow. You should have to follow. Otherwise, no. There is no relation between food and God. No God will means happy when you are keeping your
body suffering.
You are suffering.
Yes.
కడుపు మార్చుకోమని ఏ దేవుడు చెప్పాడు
True.
కదా. So another cause. So when we are giving the food, when body requires more, when you're not giving the food, when body requires more food, more energy, then what it has to do? It has to drag the energy from the energy sources. Okay? Means
fats,
lipoprotein, fats, and the storage sources. Glycogenolysis, like there's so many from the liver and so many things happens. And even storage will also be there in the joints, in the
Yes.
nerve sheets, in the
Okay.
muscles, subcutaneous fat. There are so many things, even in the brain. There are so many energy sources, energy deposits are there. If you are continuously not taking the food, by keeping the some God will help you. ఏదో దేవుని భక్తి దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని నువ్వు కడుపు మార్చుకుంటా ఉంటుంటే బాడీ విల్ స్లోలీ విల్ means
Deteriorate.
drag this energy. That is the reason. That is the reason for the all the degenerative disorders. That is the autoimmune
Okay.
disorders. This is the degenerative disorder. Degeneration. So there are so many degenerations. Degenerative joint disorders, degenerative neurological disorders. There are so
Yes.
many. Once the degenerative starts, sometimes it may be reversible, sometimes it may be irreversible. Neurodegeneration is irreversible.
Irreversible.
Okay. So once it is reversible, you cannot stop it. But only thing you can only stop, you cannot completely reverse. Even cerebral atrophy, it is irreversible problem. There's a loss of fat tissue in the brain, adipose tissue. So these are the basic concepts of Ayurveda, very simplest form. And one more thing I would like to say, it's another form only of what already I said. There is Anashana, Adhyashana, Vishamashana, Samashana. These are the four things in relation, in context of the food. One is Anashana, already we said. Anashana means nothing to, when nothing is consumable. That is called fasting. Anashanam. Ashanam means food. Anashanam means without giving any food. That is one of the reason for this. Adhyashanam. It's very important. Adhyashanam means when food is consumed, when previously taken food is not digested properly.
Okay.
So, for example, morning breakfast is over, but there is a time for the lunch. Okay, but that breakfast is not digested properly. But a person takes the food at that time. That is called adhyashanam.
Okay.
Okay, this is the one of the root cause for disease, adhyashanam. And vishamashanam. Vishamashanam means irregular diets, irregular food. Sometimes he takes food, breakfast in the morning by 8 o'clock, and the next day he will take the food breakfast by 10 o'clock, like that. Disturbed, and there is no a particular food pattern, time is maintained. That is called vishamashanam. There is also when it continues, it goes on years together, body will disturb. The biological clock will disturb, and so that biological clock will not will maintain the agni sthai, what we call agni levels, will properly. So that whatever the food we take, it will not go digest properly, and the intermittent form starts, and the autoimmune starts, amadosha. Okay, and these are the basic concepts, and that is why Ayurveda says, Hitabuk, Mitabuk, Koruk.
Okay.
Hitabuk, Mitabuk, Koruk.
Koruk.
When Koruk, when a person takes Hita Ahar, Hita means suitable to a particular individual, and Mita means limited food, and Koruk, where there is a chance of disease. Ruk means disease. Hitabuk, Mitabuk, Koruk. This is a very beautiful saying. So it can be means explained one day or 1.5 day totally. Or you just and just and another things very little. I will just brief out.
Okay.
And the taste is also very important. And there are 6 tastes. According to taste, the effect of the taste will be there on the doshas. So, for example, there's a pungent taste. Karam will affect the pitta dosha. It will increase the pitta dosha. And the madhura means the sweet taste will increase the kapha dosha. Okay, kapha dosha. And like rupsha means what do you call kashayarasam, vagaru. Astringent. Astringent taste will increase the vata. Astringent will increase the vata. So these are the effects of the taste on the dosha. So it's a very depth subject. And the taste. And the second is Agni, already I explained. And the time also I have explained, and the type, what is, sorry. And the type of the food means there are several preparations, bhakshya, bhojya, chosya, lehya. There are several things. According to that also, the doshas affect, there is the effect of dosha and health also. And the preparation also, and what kind of the preparation. And every preparation has to undergo by means of Agni. So Agni is a transformation tool. So without samskara, Agni samskara, what we call Agni samskara, without Agni samskara, we shall not take any food, be it any form. Another thing is the season. According to Ayurveda, there are 6 seasons: Shirshira Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharat, Hemanta. And according to the season also, our human, by default, our human Agni strength also differ. According to that, you have to take Sharadi Kupyanti Pitam. This is the Sharad Rutu. There is a chance of disturbance in the Agni.
Okay.
So that we have to take. That is the reason Agni, for to give the strength to the Agni, Amla is only comes in this Sharad Rutu.
Yes.
Right. Mhm.
So that is a very, very excellent medicine or food which brings down the pitta, that is a heat in the body. Because in Sharad Rutu, when we are in the transiting stage to what do you call manaku chalikala, winter
Okay.
season. Winter season ki manaki tarvata varshakalaniki madhyalo transit stage Sharad Rutu annamata. In this time, the sky is open. There is no cloud. So directly the sun rays touch the body. So body heat will raise to brings down that amla should be taken. So there is a recommendation by Ayurveda is Modga Malaka Yusham.
Okay.
It's a lentil soup. Simply for your understanding, I can say lentil soup. But you just add amla, dry amla, and cook it.
Okay.
It's very down the pitta, and the pitta disorders also. Sometimes you may be noticing some kind of skin disease which are because of underlying pitta vikruti will be more in this season. There are aggravation in the pitta disorders, and sometimes if pitta is a causative factor for thyroid, so thyroid levels will go up. You just need not to add the additional dose. You should not give an additional dose. You just give the mudga amla ka yusha, a lentil soup, what we call it. You just for your illness, and it's very beautiful. It will digest very, very easy.
Okay.
And second is the mental status. See, there is a good food, and it is prepared out of his wish, and very tasty, and looks very tasty, and it's a taste and smell and color, texture, everything is very nice. But a person's psychological status is not good. So by default, Agni will not accept it. Though it is very good, very well prepared, and hygienically prepared, nutritionally prepared, but these are it's a very, very good consideration. You should consider the mental status of a person also. In Ayurveda, what says, Krodha, Shoka, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. When a person undergoes these different levels of psychological status, should not eat anything. And if a person is very anger, so at that time he consumes the food will not get digested. If a person is very, very stressed, though it is a good food, it will become a bad or poison food. Just a different. There is a lobam also, irsha, jealousy also, jealous. When you're jealous about some person, and if you eat something at that time, okay, it will not get digested, and you will fall in some kind of disturbance in the body. Okay, and the environment, okay, and where he sits and eats. If this room or the locality or the place where he is eating, it is not very means interesting to him, that food he will not also give. For example, you are going someplace, somebody offered you dinner or lunch, or you went there, and the atmosphere and all those things, it will not, you cannot digest those things in your mind. So at that status also, your food will not be digested properly. So that is the reason Ayurveda says, tan mana bhojanaha. Very simple saying, tan mana bhojanaha. You should eat with full of your mind, full of your body. Manasu petti tinandi em poyindi. What we are giving, you just give the respect to the food, a little bit respect, it will respect you. That is the basic thing. If you don't respect, it will not respect at all. It will take the revenge at any point of your life. Definitely it will take revenge. That is the reason after 45 or 50, people start getting so many diseases, BP, sugar, joint pain, so many things, because body started revenging you.
Right.
Should not forget.
But now 30, 40 years only people are getting doctor.
Because
that revenge is starting very early now.
Revenge, early revenge started because they are doing that much fault.
So yes, very true. So, and
So
also, doctor, like the person who is cooking the food, that mindset will also matter.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
See, the emotional status, that is, see, Sattva Raja, Tamasa Bhojana is also there. The food can be classified according to the Sattvika food, Rajasika food, Manasika food also. When a person is not emotionally, psychologically well, and he cooks, that definitely will affect the person who consumes.
Right.
అందుకని మనకి గుళ్ళో ఇచ్చే ప్రసాదం కొంచెమైనా టేస్ట్ ఉంటుంది.
రైట్.
ఇంత తిన్నా కానీ టేస్టీగా ఉంటుంది కదా.
రైట్.
మళ్ళీ పోయి తినాలనిపిస్తారు కానీ వాళ్ళు ఇవ్వరు.
వెరీ ట్రూ.
అందుకని ఏంటంటే ఒకటి ఏంటంటే when you are cooking, give your full of your mind.
Right.
మంచిగా హ్యాపీగా just give full of your mindfulness. ఎంజాయ్ చేయండి, కుకింగ్ ఎంజాయ్ చేయండి, ఈటింగ్ ఎంజాయ్ చేయండి అని నేను చెప్తాను. సి మనకి పాంచబో మనకి ఏమంటారు అంటే 5 senses తో ఎంజాయ్ ది ఫుడ్. రూప స్పర్శ, రూపరస గంధ స్పర్శ శబ్ద. సో మనకి కరకర నవ్వినప్పుడు దాని శబ్దం ఎంజాయ్ చేయండి, దాని వాసనని ఎంజాయ్ చేయండి, టెక్స్చర్, every bit of you touch it, smell it, taste it, listen it. అందుకని ఏంటంటే మనకి జస్ట్ a simple request while eating, ఈ టీవీలు, మొబైల్లు, పేపర్లు చదవడం, బుక్స్ చదవడం, వేరే వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడడం అన్ని పక్కకు, you just enjoy the food. Got clarification about my health secret.
Yeah, enjoy the food. Whatever you do it fully.
తన్మన భోజన, తన్మన భోజన. మనం మనసు పెట్టి తినంటారు మన పెద్దోళ్ళు, అరే చిత్తం పెట్టి తినరా అంటారు. ఎందుకు చెప్పిళ్ళు వాళ్ళు? వంట పట్టదు అంటారు. వంట పట్టదు అంటే ఇట్స్ నాట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మింగ్ బాడీ యాక్సెప్టబుల్ ఫార్మ్. Yes, that is the reason. మన వాళ్ళు చాలా ఇంటెలిజెంట్ సార్, దే ఆర్ వెరీ ప్రాక్టికల్. So I have taken much of time. I think it's more than what we have.
Okay, so just wanted to ask about, of course, it's totally, we can now look at food in a different way now. I wanted to ask one question about drinking water. The other day, someone told me to never drink water while you're standing, only sit and drink the water. Is there any reason? At least, like,
actually, these are the misconceptions. Sitting, water only should be drink while sitting. There's to take water, when not to take. There are very description is there in Ayurveda, and the types of water is also, there is a lot of description about the type of water, and the processing of the water is also there, and there is called Ushnodakam. Ushnodakam means hot water. So there are also hot water has to be taken at the night time. That is called Nishi Ushnodaka Pana.
Okay.
That is a very good for health. It will relax all the abdominal muscles.
I see.
So that yes. So by heat it will relax the abdominal muscle by increasing the capillary circulation.
Right.
Simple thing.
Comfort.
So it will feel comfort. So not in the morning. So everybody see one more thing. What a blunder, very blunder everybody is doing in the morning is drinking lot of liters of water. Mantan Satyarajan, even Yedavalandaru cheppindanta. I definitely I will call them Yedaval. I don't have any objection. I don't have any fear of saying them. So when manamu empty stomach, see, before that I will explain a little thing about. See what we call a breakfast. Because we are breaking the fast. Okay. So what is the time between how much time between the breakfast and the dinner? There will be 10 to 12 hours, right?
Yes.
Right.
So almost half day. Right? Almost half day. And our stomach is empty and in fasting. To break the fast, what should be?
The food.
Take the fast, what should be? It should be full meal.
Okay.
It should be full meal. Because at that time, body by default, by nature, it will secrete all the digestive enzymes in required quality and required quantity. But at that time, when the body has full of quantitative full of enzymes, if you consume more water, all these enzymes will dilute. So, manam manta mida, nippu mida neelu jalina.
Right.
Okay.
So again, fire will go, it loses its quality and quantity. And you are giving, and again, amadosha and autoimmunity.
And then, starts.
And this is a blunder everybody is doing. So that what should you do is, you can use hot water or lukewarm water at the night time. Nothing happens. And you will have a free motion, and digestive fire also will be very active. And all the toxins, it also remove the toxins, biotoxins. And one more thing, what Ayurveda says, see, for example, even boiling Ushnodaka is also very different. Boil to half, boil to 1/4 also changes its qualities. Just a little bit.
Okay. So what about tea, coffee in the morning?
I will tell you, just let me.
We have two questions from audience, doctor.
Sure. This is quite interesting, actually. This subject is quite interesting, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Different perspective altogether.
Yeah.
నేను కొంచెం వెబినార్ లో నేను మాట్లాడుతాను. So tea, coffee also will disturb the gastric enzymes on empty stomach. You can have after breakfast, no problem.
So we have, okay, tell us.
Because our stomach is empty for more than 10 hours.
Right.
So it needs energy, needs food.
Solid food.
Solid food, yeah. It will ready to food, whatever you take. It gets ready. And at that time, you're spoiling its quality. So
when one is following Ekabhukta, only one meal, can it be one big nice breakfast and the rest of the day with liquids, water? See, you just understand only one thing. If it hunger levels, Agni allows, okay, you can follow any kind of regime. Okay. Any kind of regime. That is the basic consideration. Only is Prakriti and Agni. Right.
if there is a good fire, you can give any kind of food anytime. If even I already said, if there is no fire in the fire activity will be low in the night time. But if a person is having good fire activity in the night, so body is giving the signal, take some food, take some food. I need some energy, so that he can have it the night time. Because Agni is good, there's no problem. If there is no Agni, don't give anything.
But
Okay.
what people who are working late night, night shifts, ivi untai kada doctor?
Night shifts untai kada, they can
Yeah.
work, they can work night, but they should not eat anything beyond 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Okay. So how do they have to manage the food, and how about their Agni?
So they have to look whether they are feeling hunger.
Okay.
At the time of their work, they can have, but not see late night or night food is really
Dangerous.
against and dangerous, against to the nature's law.
Even working in the night itself is against
Itself.
Nature's law, yes.
Yeah.
It's against.
Circadian
why
rhythm.
Yeah, circadian. And that is why body takes revenge, definitely.
Within 3 years, problems start when we work.
I have seen so many software persons, employees. That's just 24 to 28 years between they are facing infertility problem.
Yes.
And PCOD problem.
Yes.
And thyroid. 18 years, girls and school-going girls are getting thyroid problems. Autoimmune.
So, doctor, when it is autoimmune, type 1 diabetes, because of the autoimmune, I have seen recently a client who got type 1 diabetes at the age of 20 years. So, definitely it's an autoimmune.
Autoimmune.
Okay, so she has good food and proper gaane untundi, adi em undadu. Stress factors, of course, she's not revealing. So it is slightly difficult to find out unless until she opens up. But how we can deal this case? I mean, 21 years low when it is type 1 diabetes, and there has to be a regular supply of glucose kada. So how we can, the Agni, idi ela, how we can manage with the food and all. And she's on insulin.
She's on insulin. Okay.
Yes, she's on insulin. If she doesn't take the food immediately after the insulin, like, within that gap maintained, okasarite she got hospitalized again. It turned out to be such, health ante chala tana meediki vachesindi anukondi inka atla.
So sometimes it may be, not only maybe because of autoimmunity, but there is other chance. There's a status called MODI, maturity onset of diabetes. In young. Diabetes mellitus in young. There's a MODI.
Yes, doctor.
So first we have to differentiate. How? You just analyze her AMA existence of AMA is not. There is AMA or not. So for which what we have to do? Ask for hunger levels. Ask for any body stiffness in the body joints. Okay. So one more example, I will say a definite diagnostic feature if there is a diabetes because of AMA.
Okay.
You just listen and understand. You can apply to any patient.
Okay.
I will say it's Ayurvedic quotation. Don't worry, but I will explain everything. Because without Ayurvedic words, Ayurveda cannot be explained.
True.
ఎందుకంటే మనం మంగళసూత్రం we cannot translate into holy thread.
Right.
మంగళసూత్రమే అనాలి కదా. సో ఇక్కడ సచాపి గమనాత్ స్థానం, స్థానాత్ ఆసనం, ఆసనాత్ శయనం, శయనం చ స్వప్నం. So what a beautiful quotation of Ayurveda. See, sachapi గమనాత్ స్థానం. If a person అంటే నడుస్తున్నప్పుడు నించోవాలనిపించడం, నించున్న తర్వాత కూర్చోవాలనిపించడం, కూర్చున్న తర్వాత పడుకోవాలనిపించడం, పడుకున్న తర్వాత నిద్రపోవాలనిపించడం.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. If you see this symptom in a person, it shall not be definitely a diabetes.
Okay.
Okay.
But it is the root cause for the diabetes. That's a disorder. It's a disorder which is playing the symptoms like this. But in future, it may be at present it may be diabetic, may not be diabetic, but in future definitely is a diabetic.
Okay.
This is the first consideration. First is any stiffness in the joints. Okay. Second one is this symptom. And third one is lethargy. Lethargy means shrama, means without doing physical activity feels to
tired.
Tiredness, lethargy, or fatigue. Okay. Third one is and entangling of this and జుట్టంతా కుచ్చులు అంతా డ్రై కావడం. ఓకే. అంటే మనకి ఎన్ని కండిషనర్స్ పెట్టినా గానీ అది
yes it's there doctor.
yes. And the third one is excessive, మనకి పళ్ళలో పాచి చెవులో ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఎక్సెసివ్ గా ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది.
Okay.
Okay. And fourth one is foul smell in the sweating.
Okay.
దుర్గంధం అంటారు.
Yeah, body odor. Foul body odor. Okay. These are the basic consideration. One, మనము ఇది ఆమదోషం అంటే ఆటోమిన్ వల్ల వచ్చిందా లేదా అనేది మనం డీల్ చేయాలి. ఓకే. సో దీంట్లో మనం ఏం చేయాలంటే డోంట్ వరీ అబౌట్ ది షుగర్ లెవెల్స్. Don't address the sugar levels to bring down. Okay.
Don't mean at all.
Okay.
Don't bother. Leave it. But the thing is, we have to address the disorder. Okay. First, we have to find out his prakriti. Definitely.
Okay.
Okay. Whether she is belongs to Vata prakriti or Pitta prakriti or Kapha prakriti.
Right.
Sometimes there is a combination also there. Vata Pitta, Pitta Kapha, Kapha Vata also will be there.
Okay.
Okay. You just find out. Otherwise, you just take this emotional status. See, once see, it is very funny, it is very interesting thing in Ayurveda says. See, a patient sitting in front of us, how he explains his complaints.
Right.
By that we can assume his prakriti.
Correct. Correct.
వాత ప్రకృతిలో టక పాత వాడు చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి అన్ని కూడా చెప్పుకుంటూ పోతాడు. ముచ్చడు తక్కువ సోది ఎక్కువ. అంటే అసలు విషయం తక్కువ ఉంటది, సోది అంతా ఎక్కువ ఉంటది. ఏది వాత ప్రకృతి. కంప్లైంట్స్ తక్కువనే కానీ ఇక దాని గురించి ఎంతో చెప్తా ఉంటారు. ఓకే. సెకండ్ పిత్త ప్రకృతిలో ఎట్లా ఉంటారంటే పాయింట్ టు పాయింట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా చెప్తారు. నాకు సార్ ఈ కంప్లైంట్ స్టార్టెడ్ దిస్ టైమ్ అండ్ దిస్ కంప్లైంట్ స్టార్టెడ్ దిస్ టైమ్. దిస్ ఇస్ ద నేచర్ ఆఫ్ ది కంప్లైంట్. This is the duration of complaint. This is the character of the complaint. అని క్లియర్ గా చెప్తారు అనమాట. ఓకే. కట్టే కొట్టే తెచ్చేలాగా ఉంటారు. ఓకే. తర్వాత కఫ ప్రకృతి వాళ్ళు ఎట్లా ఉంటారంటే మనం అడిగితే చెప్తారు. అంటే మాటికి అడగాలి. ఇంకా ఏంటి, ఇంకా ఏముంది అని అడగాలి.
రైట్.
సో ఇదే మనకి సో దిస్ I learned from the last 15 years out of the patients I have seen so far by applying the Ayurvedic principles.
Yeah.
Right.
సింపుల్ గా మనం తెలుసుకోవచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే ఈ కఫ ప్రకృతి వాళ్ళు ఓపెన్ అప్ కారు అన్నమాట మేడం, ఈజీగా ఓపెన్ అప్ కారు. మనం అంటే అంత దాచాలని కాదు, బట్ ద నేచర్ ఇస్ లైక్
దట్.
నోబడీ కెన్ డూ ఎనీథింగ్. సో మన ఇదొకటి ప్రకృతి. తర్వాత వికృతి ఏంటంటే మనకి సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిసార్డర్, వాట్ ప్లేడ్ డిసార్డర్ అంటే మనకి కొన్ని అంటే యాక్చువల్లీ ఇఫ్ ఎ పేషెంట్ కమ్స్ టు మీ ఐ కెన్ అజ్యూమ్ ఆల్ దోస్ థింగ్స్ బై సీయింగ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాడీ. బట్ మీరేం చేయండి అంటే ఆ ప్రకృతి ఒకటి చూడండి, వికృతి ఒకటి చూడండి, దెన్ అగ్ని ఒకటి చూడండి. Its digestion is good, whether it's having indigestion, acidity, bloating, constipation.
Or sorry to interrupt you, doctor. Maybe I'll talk to you little later. We are like running away with the time. I'll talk to you personally. Sorry.
Sure.
We have one audience asking question, Doctor. Samata is asking. Samata, you want to ask? You can unmute and ask. Otherwise, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, doctor, and good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Doctor, there is a new concept of maintaining the circadian rhythm. I mean, you can get to hear about that a lot these days. అంటే సూర్యోదయంతోని మనం తినాలి, సూర్యాస్తమం లోపు మనం
Yes.
భోజనం.
Yes.
That is there, sir.
That
So,
is
but
there in
you are-
Ayurveda.
So, and you're saying that we have to always look for hunger. I mean, it's not
Yes.
like, ఇప్పుడు సూర్యుడు వచ్చిండు నేను అన్నం తినాలని లేదు కదా సార్.
లేదు,
So,
nothing like that.
I'll have to wait. Sometimes maybe in a day, maybe 8 o'clock తినాలనిపిస్తుంది అనుకోండి. ఒక టైంలో 6 o'clock కి తినాలనిపిస్తుంది అనుకోండి. బట్ అగైన్ దట్ నేను ఆ టైం అనేది ఆ డిసిప్లిన్ అనేది లేదు కదా సార్. మరి ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ ఎరాటిక్ నా. మై బ్రేక్ఫాస్ట్ ఈస్ వన్ డే at 6 o'clock. The other day somewhere around 10 or maybe 8. So how does it take a long time to set all this, or how to go about it, sir?
Yes, it will take long time to set it because the body circadian rhythm is very sensitive, very sensitive to the solar system. Very sensitive to the solar system.
Okay.
And especially in the winter, you say that, మీరు అన్నట్టు ఫైర్ కూడా తక్కువ ఉంటది కాబట్టి ఇట్స్ బెటర్ వి హ్యావ్ అవర్ ఎర్లీ డిన్నర్స్ అండ్ అన్ని కూడా వైండ్ అప్ తొందరగా చేయాలి అని చెప్తారు కదా సార్.
అదే అంతే, అందుకనే అది చెప్పారు అనమాట. సో ఇంకొకటి ఏంటంటే ఆయుర్వేదంలో ఒకటి ద్వివార భోజనం అంటారు. 2 time meal, 2 times full meal అని అది పెద్ద కాన్సెప్ట్ అండి. అది ఏంటంటే 2 times meal తీసుకోవడం అంటే 2 పొద్దులు మనకి 2 సార్లు తినడం అనేది మనం ఓల్డెన్ డేస్ లో ఉండేది, మనం దాన్ని వదిలిస్తాము. బట్ దట్ ఆల్సో హెల్ప్ యూ. అండ్ సమ్ టైమ్స్ ఇఫ్ యూ కాల్ మీ పర్సనల్లీ ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. అండ్ సికాడియన్ రిథమ్ మనం సెట్ చేసుకోవడానికి టేక్స్ టైం. స్లోలీ మీరు అది సెట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అండి. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దిస్ డే యు ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ హంగర్ ఈవినింగ్ by 8 o'clock and tomorrow you are having by 10 o'clock. And what you do is set a point in between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. You just
Okay, sir.
Get habituated to that. So slowly and your circadian rhythm dinner time will set to your desired time.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You also asked about warm milk at
Warm
bedtime.
milk.
Yes, doctor. మీరంటే వార్మ్ వాటర్ తాగొచ్చు అన్నారు. ఇట్ రిలాక్సెస్ ద డైజెస్టివ్ సిస్టమ్ అని చెప్పారు కదా సార్. బట్ వి సీ అది గోల్డెన్ మిల్క్ లేకపోతే ఈ టర్మరిక్ కలిపిన మిల్క్ అనేది ఈ కోవిడ్ తర్వాత ఎక్కువ మనం వింటున్నాం కదా సార్. అలా వార్మ్ మిల్క్ పడుకోబోయే ముందు బెడ్ టైమ్ లో మనం ఈ వార్మ్ మిల్క్ ఆల్సో ఇండ్యూసెస్ గుడ్ స్లీప్ అనేది, ఇమ్యూనిటీ బాగుంటుంది ఓవరాల్ గా. అంత కొంచెం మెంటలీ కూడా యూ విల్ బి లైక్ ఫ్రెష్ ఇన్ ద మార్నింగ్ అనేది. అది ఎంత వరకు కరెక్ట్ అంటారు సార్? ఇట్స్ అ హెవీ న్యూట్రియంట్.
ఒకటండి నేను అందే ఇంత ముందు ఇమ్యూనిటీ గురించి చెప్పాను.
డాక్టర్ అన్మ్యూట్.
మనకు ఇవన్నీ కూడా సప్లిమెంట్స్. గోల్డెన్ మిల్క్ కానీ, చ్యవన్ప్రాష్ కానీ, హార్బ్స్ కానీ, డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫుడ్ ప్రిపరేషన్స్ కానీ, మిల్క్ కానీ, మిల్క్ రిలేటెడ్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ అని, అశ్వగంధ, శతావరి, తిప్పతిగలు ఇవన్నీ కూడా సప్లిమెంట్స్. బట్ ఓవరాల్ యువర్ జనరల్ ఇమ్యూనిటీ ఈజ్ డైరెక్ట్లీ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ యువర్ హంగర్ లెవెల్స్ ఆర్ యువర్ ఫైర్ లెవెల్. అకార్డింగ్ టు దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు కన్జ్యూమ్. అందుకనే చిన్న వయసు వాళ్ళకి బాగా హంగర్ ఉందనుకోండి, యూ కెన్ గివ్ ద ఫుడ్. కొంతమంది చిన్నపిల్లలు ఉంటారు, వాళ్ళు పెద్దవాళ్ళు తినంత తింటారు. ఈ డోంట్ వాళ్ళని రెస్ట్రిక్ట్ చేయొద్దు, లెట్ దెమ్ ఈట్. కొంతమంది పెద్దవాళ్ళు ఉంటారు 40-45, చిన్నపిల్లలు తినంత తింటారు. చాలా మంది చూస్తున్నారు కదా ఇంట్లో ఆడవాళ్ళు, చిన్న పిల్లలు తిన్నట్టే తింటా ఉంటారు. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళది ఫైర్ వాళ్ళంతా వాళ్ళు బై డిఫాల్ట్ వాళ్ళ ఫాల్టీ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ వల్ల వాళ్ళంతా దాన్ని చెడగొట్టుకుంటారు. కాబట్టి ఏంటంటే కొంచెం ఫైర్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతా ఉంటుంది.
So in a given day, okay. Continue.
Yes, Samta, continue.
డాక్టర్, ఇప్పుడు కొంతమందికి నాన్ వెజ్ తినేది అలవాటు ఉంటుందండి. అండ్ వెన్ యూఆర్ సెడ్ అబౌట్ గివింగ్ ద చిల్డ్రన్ ఆల్సో ఇన్ హ్యూజ్ అమౌంట్స్ అన్నప్పుడు చెప్తున్నాను. మా సిస్టర్ వాళ్ళ సన్ ఉన్నాడు. హీఈస్ నాట్ ఈవెన్ 5, బట్ హీస్ అ గ్రేట్ ఫ్యాన్ ఆఫ్ హ్యావింగ్ నాన్ వెజిటేరియన్. ఆయనకి దోశ వేసినా మనం ఒక ఆమ్లెట్ అన్నా పెట్టాలి. ఏ దానికన్నా ఒక సైడ్ డిష్, ఒక నాన్ వెజ్ అనేది కంపల్సరీ ఉండాలి. అంటే height is very good, build is very good, but is it advisable, doctor, to have non-vegetarian?
Let him enjoy non-veg.
అంతే అంటారా? అంటే యాక్చువల్లీ మధ్యలో కాదు సార్. వై ఐఎమ్ కన్సర్న్డ్ ఈస్ మధ్యలో
అంటే
ఒకసారి
నేను
ఏంటంటే
ఒకటమ్మా
బార్డర్‌లో
జస్ట్ సారీ టు ఇంటరప్ట్ యూ. జస్ట్ ఒకటే కన్సిడరేషన్. ది హెవీ కన్సంప్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఫుడ్, if it disturbs his body rhythms like hunger, digestion, motion, that means defecation, urination, sleep, వీటిని డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తే మాత్రం తగ్గించండి. If all these 5 things are not disturbed, don't worry, let him enjoy.
ఓకే డాక్టర్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Dr. Garu, I have a query.
Yes,
Okay.
Vani.
Dr. Garu, it was nice, informative session, and we can learn so much out of this session. Nowadays, like whole world is like towards Ayurveda only, as ancient medicinal practices and ancient food practices are all trending nowadays. So
Yes.
నా క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే అండి, ఇప్పుడు కిడ్స్ కి అంటే మేజర్ గా ఇప్పుడు కోవిడ్ సిచ్యుయేషన్ లో ఇమ్యూనిటీ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అయిపోయింది. అండ్ సప్లిమెంటేషన్ కూడా లైక్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ విత్ ఆయుర్వేద సప్లిమెంట్స్ ఓన్లీ. సో మాక్సిమం నాకు వచ్చే క్వైరీస్ ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు కిడ్స్ కి సప్లిమెంట్స్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ త్రిఫలా ఇస్తున్నాం అనుకోండి, అది ఎంత క్వాంటిటీ ఇవ్వాలి, ఏ టైంలో ఇవ్వాలి, అండ్ ఎన్ని రోజులు కంటిన్యూ చేయొచ్చు? బికాస్ వీ డోంట్ నో హౌ, అంటే ఎంత ఇది ప్రొలాంగ్ అవుతుందో తెలియదు కాబట్టి. సో ఐ జస్ట్ నీడ్ ద క్లారిఫికేషన్ అండి.
Sure, definitely.
I have
It's a
the
good
practice
question.
of giving Triphala to my kids also.
Very good.
So
Very good.
నాకు కూడా అదే డౌట్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. ఎన్ని రోజులు ఇవ్వచ్చు ఇలాగా, అంటే ఎంత క్వాంటిటీ ఇవ్వచ్చు? చిన్నపిల్లలు కదా, వీళ్ళకి ఎక్కువ ఓవర్ హీట్ చేస్తుందేమో, లేకపోతే ఎక్స్ట్రా అడిషనల్ న్యూట్రిషన్ అడిషనల్ బెనిఫిట్స్, మెడిసినల్ బెనిఫిట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. బట్ దెన్ హౌ ఫార్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సేఫ్ అండి? ఐ జస్ట్ వాంటెడ్ టు నో.
అంటే మనకి ఒక త్రిఫల అనేది ఆయుర్వేదంలో ఒక వార్సటైల్ మెడిసిన్. Because the combination is made in such a way that it can balance all the 3 doshas. Okay. Trifalas will balance the 3 doshas.
Yes.
Okay. And if the 3 dosha has to be balanced, there must be shadrasas. So the combination is having all the balance of shadrasas also. Okay. That is the beauty of Trifalas. And my suggestion is, don't buy Triphala outside. So you bring Triphala, మన ఒక్కొక్కటి ఇండివిజువల్ తీసుకొచ్చి దంచి ఆ లోపలికి వెళ్ళి గింజ తీసుకొచ్చి ఎండబెట్టేసి మీరు పౌడర్ చేసుకోవడం బెటర్ అండి. బికాస్ ఇన్ మార్కెట్ అవైలబుల్ Triphala ఈజ్ పౌడర్డ్ అలాంగ్ విత్ ది సీడ్. ఓకే. కాబట్టి ఏంటంటే ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ ఇది. తర్వాత సెకండ్ వచ్చేసి డోస్. యాక్చువల్ గా మనము త్రిఫల కాంబినేషన్ కూడా చేంజెస్ అకార్డింగ్ టు ది ఇండివిజువల్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్. ఓకే. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను ఇప్పుడు చెప్పాను కదా, మీ బాబు కూడా ఒకవేళ పిత్త ప్రకృతి అంటే హీట్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ బాడీ కనుక అయితే త్రిఫల కాంబినేషన్ ని చేంజ్ చేసుకోవాలి. యాక్చువల్లీ త్రిఫల ఇస్ 1:1:1. ఓకే. ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ ఈస్ యాడెడ్ ఇన్ ఈక్వల్ ప్రపోర్షన్స్. బట్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ పిత్త ప్రకృతి అండ్ దే మస్ట్ బి కరక్కాయ ఒక పార్ట్, తానికాయ 2 పార్ట్స్, అండ్ ఉసిరికాయ 4 పార్ట్స్ ఉండాలి. 1:2:4 ఉండాలి. అర్థమైందా?
ఓకే డాక్టర్.
ఓకే. అండ్ దిస్ వే యూ ప్రిపేర్. అదర్వైజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ you are unable to find out his prakriti, you just add equal quantity. And if it is obese, means it's a kapha prakriti, like this, a very stout and like that, you give the Triphala along with the honey. తేనెతోని పిల్లలకి ఇవ్వండి. ఓకే. అండ్ హౌ మచ్ అనేది 1/2 టీ స్పూన్ వరకు ఇవ్వచ్చు. 1/2 టీ స్పూన్ నుంచి మీరు 1/2 టీ స్పూన్ వరకు పర్ డే, బట్ ప్రిఫరబుల్లీ ఇన్ ది ఈవినింగ్ బిట్వీన్ 5 to 6.
ఓకే.
1 time is enough.
ఓకే
సార్ వాత వాళ్ళకైతే ఎట్లా సార్? వాత ప్రకృతి
వాళ్ళకు ఏం చేయాలంటే, మీరు దానికి మీరు ఇప్పుడు ఉసిరికాయ బదులు నేను చెప్తానండి, కరక్కాయ 2 parts, Tanikaya 2 parts, and again Amla 2 parts. Each 2 parts. Sorry, 2 parts అయినా కానీ మనకి ఈక్వల్ అవుతుంది. దీని 8 parts తీసుకున్నాం. ఆమ్లా 8 parts తీసుకున్నాం. డబుల్ ఉండాలి.
How long it can be given, doctor?
మనం ఎప్పుడైనా తీసుకోవచ్చమ్మా. సో యూ కెన్ కంటిన్యూ ఫర్ లాంగ్ టైమ్ ఆల్సో, నో ప్రాబ్లం. అదేమి హార్మ్ చేయదమ్మా. దర్ ఇస్ నో సైడ్ ఎఫెక్ట్స్ మనకు. అండ్ బికాస్ ఇట్స్ బ్యాలెన్స్డ్, మనకు అన్ని కూడా దోషాల పరంగా, తర్వాత దాని గుణాల పరంగా, తర్వాత దాని టేస్ట్ల పరంగా కూడా అది బ్యాలెన్స్డ్ కాబట్టి మీరు నో ప్రాబ్లం తీసుకోవడానికి ఎటువంటి ఇబ్బంది లేదు.
Okay, okay.
ఇఫ్ నీడ్స్ ఏ మేజర్ రసాయనం అంటే మెమొరీ కావాలనుకోండి అండ్ ఐసెట్ ఇంప్రూవ్ కావాలంటే త్రిఫలాలో మీరు ప్యూర్ కౌగి, దేశీ కౌగి కలిపి ఇవ్వండి. ఈక్వల్ క్వాంటిటీ త్రిఫల పౌడర్ 1/2 teaspoon అండ్ కౌగి 1/2 teaspoon కలిపి ఇవ్వండి.
Okay, doctor. Thank you.
So, Vani and Samata, you can contact Dr. Venugopal Rao.
Yes, I will just give some more quality.
Yeah,
some
maybe
more
you can
clarity
take you can take your kid also, so that you will get correct assessment too.
And prakriti kuda chuste ardham ayipothundi.
Correct assessment too. But it is really kind of eye opener to all of us. As a nutritionist, we definitely look into all these aspects of what time they're eating, what time how much sleep, and all these things. But you have given us a deep perspective on how the Ayurveda looks at it, especially autoimmune diseases, and also what is this? How to fast, and what exactly is fasting, and what type of fast diets are available, like Ekabhukta, Nirahara, and Falahara. What exactly is Falahara? Falahara is not definitely not taken. And so many things we actually today we learned, especially free radical damage and autoimmune diseases, and you said that there is nothing like idiopathic exists. So until we find the cause, we have to call it as idiopathic, maybe probably in our context. But we can actually apply these things in our daily practice, what you have said today. So thank you for taking your time, your precious time, and spending your time with us and explaining basic things for us. We need more detailed and maybe not one, maybe we may need a series of taking one aspect of the diet, nutrition, and health. We need a series of presentations probably, but we won't press you. We'll take your time as per your convenience, and we do that, sir. Thank you so much for coming and giving us this information today.
Thank you. Jai Ayurveda.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
So that's all for today. So we'll see you next Tuesday, same time, with another topic. Bye.
Thank you, Janaki Garu, for bringing
Thank
a
you.
nice, interesting topic on detox.
Thank you, Vani. And it's
Yeah,
time.
very
I
well.
think you also have to give us some presentation sometime.
Yeah, sure, Andy. Surely, we'll discuss on it. Not a problem. Yeah, Andy. Bye. Take care.
Bye, everyone.